This week on Country Music Junkies, we have an artist that we are speaking to, and we are very familiar with this artist. We've spoken to him a few times before, and we're so pleased to be speaking with him again. Patrick McGraw, thank you for joining us again this week.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's go back. I know it's currently early 2015, but you had a really cool kind of close to 2014 with your single "I'm That Guy." Can we talk a little bit first about the single and how it came to be, and then kind of the success that came from it?
Yeah, I wrote the song with Dale Oliver and Serge Salinas, and Serge is one of the people behind the Wrestling Network.
Cool.
And Impact Wrestling. And when I got together with Serge and Dale, this is how I never ever typically write songs, is that we sat down and said, it would be really cool if we wrote something that they're called card girls. It's the girl, the good looking girl that walks out between rounds at a wrestling match and holds up the card and lets you know what round it is. It'd be cool if we could write something that could be theme music for a card girl.
There you go.
I've never written a song with that in mind before, and I'm sure I never will again. But that's, to be honest, that's exactly what we had in mind. And, another thing I never ever do when I'm writing songs, well, hardly ever do, is to write with music first. And when we got the idea in our heads that we would write a song that could be something cool for one of the card girls on the wrestling circuit to have as her background music, I came up with the guitar riff that is pretty predominant in that song, and we started with a little guitar figure and then built the track around that and wrote the lyric last, which
that's crazy.
For writing country music that's just never how you do it. That's totally backwards. And but that's how we came up with that one. And it's usually also, when you write that way, it's really hard to come up with like a hook that I think is compelling. So to having been able to come up with a hook like "I'm That Guy" and the lyric that surrounds it, which I think is a pretty strong lyric, it's kind of crazy. It doesn't usually work that way, but we did end up, getting a connection with the whole Wrestling Network. I got Christy Hemme, who is one of the wrestlers with Impact Wrestling, and EC3, who's also a wrestler. They were in the video, and we got a big tie-in with the Wrestling Network, and they were really supportive, and they put the video up on their channel, and Christy's followers and EC3's followers, really showed up and got behind the video as well. So
that's awesome.
Kind of a different way of going about it,
but it worked, and it's been very successful for you, and that's a really cool backstory to the song. Fans, if you want to check out the song, go to SeanPatrickMcGraw.com. You can check out all of his music there. Now, another cool kind of tie-in with that song is that it was featured on a prominent TV show. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, it got used in the show Nashville, and when someone asks you in TV or in film if they want to use your song, I've never told anyone no. I mean, there's never been a time where I would say I don't like your show or I don't want to have my song in there. You're just like, okay, yeah, I'll actually make a little bit of money off of this. Yeah, have at it.
Yeah.
You never know how they're going to. You never know how they're going to use it. Well, they could have used my song in this way. The scene that my song is in the show Nashville, it's the main character played by Hayden Panettiere. In the scene that the song is in, she's shopping, and there's a radio playing in the store where she's shopping. She's like trying on clothes, and there's a radio playing, and there's a song playing. You can kind of hear it in the background, and she says to her friend in the scene, she's like, "Oh my God, could you please turn that crap off?" Or change the channel. And then as they change the channel, and when it changes to the next song, my song is the one that comes on. If it very, very easily could have been my song was the one where she said, "Hey, would you mind turning that crap off?"
But it wasn't.
Luck of the draw.
It wasn't, and that's
yeah,
great.
but they could have. So I'm very thankful that mine ended up getting used, second and not first in that scene, or it would have been funny. Actually, I think it would have been a real kick if I would have had someone say, "Would you mind turning that crap off?" It was my song. But,
oh, that's too funny. But that's great. And was that cool? And when you watched the episode, was that cool to see your song featured in that way?
Well, I still haven't had a song that got used as a montage.
Right.
I would love it for that to happen, where it's a little bit more prominent.
Mm-hmm.
But and anytime anyone wants to use a song of mine on TV and a commercial, in this day and age, you have to be really creative. You have to be creative in order to make a living and keep your head above water in this day and age. Everyone's tours are sponsored by all sorts of different corporate interests. You never would have done that 20 years ago, but in this day and age, you really need to underwrite everything you can and market yourself and market your material in whatever avenues are available. So I'm happy to have my songs in TV shows and on commercials, and if anyone out there listening wants to license any material, I'll make a deal with you and we'll make it happen.
Well, there you go. That's excellent, and we're so happy for you that that song has had such success. Now let's talk about 2015, new year, new music. I'm assuming coming from you. What's next for you?
Well, we're trying to get my next CD released, and hopefully that'll happen before summer. I'm thinking it'll happen within the next month or so. I mean, the CD's been done for a while. The music is done. The artwork's all done. It's just basically a matter of you try and find a slot when you can have a release date, and you're not competing with the Tim McGraws and the Garth Brookses and the big names that are going to get all the attention on that day. So,
yeah, understandable.
Sorry?
Oh, I just said that's understandable. You definitely don't want to be competing with those guys.
we get to take a shot, and we don't have the pockets to throw the money behind promotion the way that a major label artist would be able to throw it behind their promotion. So I have to try and play the game wisely and release whatever I release when I've got a clear shot at what I want to get it out there.
Absolutely. Well, I assume once it's decided when this is going to be released, there will be information on your website and also through social media?
Absolutely. Sean Patrick McGraw Music is my Facebook page if folks out there are listening and want to know what I'm up to. And there's been a lot of the stuff that's on this CD. I've kind of let people have a sneak peek at it on Reverb Nation.
Okay, great.
And I'm really active on SoundCloud. I always put up, every time I write a new song, I'll put up, I'll mock up a very simple version of it and throw it up on SoundCloud so people can see, what my next record's going to sound like. I'm throwing up the draft of each new song as I write them. I put them up there and just see how they respond to it and whether people are digging on it or not.
Oh, that's perfect. That's a great idea. Very cool. Well, fans, be sure to check him out. Again, you can go to SeanPatrickMcGraw.com, and we'll provide links as well for you to check out Sean Patrick McGraw, everyone. Thank you so much for chatting with us, and best of luck with the new album and the release of that coming up shortly.
Thank you so much. Pleasure talking with you.